Hello everyone, my name is Swapnil Sogule, and in this presentation, I will be telling a data-driven story about Ireland's greenhouse gas emissions with a special focus on transport sector. Let's begin by looking at the overall emission trend. Once upon a time, Ireland, like many other developing countries, started recognizing the serious impact of climate change. One of the biggest cause of climate change is greenhouse gas emissions. When we look at Ireland's total emissions over the years, we can see that emissions have gone up and down, but overall they are still rising. Even though Ireland has introduced climate policies, the reduction has been slow. This shows that Ireland has made some progress, but there is still a long way to achieve sustainability goals. Everyday emissions come from different sectors like agriculture, transport, and industry, but this sector does not contribute equally. This graph shows that agriculture is the largest contributor to emission in Ireland, but transport is the second largest contributor. This is very important because it shows that transport plays a major role in climate change. If Ireland wants to reduce emissions, transport must be one of the key areas to focus on. But one day, researchers started looking more closely at transport emissions. This graph shows transport emissions over time. We can see that emissions increased significantly over the years. Recent emissions have stabilized slightly, but they have not reduced much. And this tells us that transport emissions remains a serious and ongoing problem. One of the main reasons for this is the increase in private car ownership. This graph shows that the number of private cars in Ireland has increased over the time. This is due to population growth, urban expansion, and people depending more on personal vehicles. More cars on the road means more fuel consumption and more emissions. Another important reason in this type of is the type of fuel consumption. For many years, most vehicles in Ireland have used petrol and diesel, which are fossil fuels. These fuels produce high level of carbon emissions. This graph shows that petrol and diesel vehicles have dominated the market for a long time, which has contributed highly to transport emissions. However, there is a positive change happening. Electric Electric vehicle adoption has been increasing in recent years. This is due to government incentives, better technology, and increased environmental awareness. Hybrid vehicles are also increasing, helping people transition from traditional vehicle to cleaner options. Ever since then, Ireland has started moving towards cleaner transport. Diesel vehicles growth has slowed and electric vehicles becoming more popular. However, the total number of vehicles is still increasing. This means emissions are not reducing as fast as needed. Progress is happening, but it's still slow. The moral of the story is clear. Transport is one of the biggest contributors to emissions in Ireland. This is mainly due to increasing car ownership and the use of fossil fuels. Electric vehicles offer hope to the future, but faster adoption and stronger policies are needed. Ireland has started the journey towards sustainable transport, but there is still work to be done. Thank you.